Hey members, today we're going to be doing a forecast of gold. One thing I find fascinating about gold is the love it has for the price of 1860. Okay, so anything between 1850 to 1860 is where it absolutely loves to hang out. So why I say that is if I go back to 10 months ago, all right? So September last year and probably beyond there. I'll just take this box, I'll range it to there, which obviously this is where prices are coming back to. We can even go further, right? Let's go back to like June. So basically I hung out there, left, came back like a good little puppy, hung out there, left, came back like a good little puppy, like tried to go the other direction, nope, came back, dipped down a little bit, came back, got brave over February to May, went up into the 1900s, danced a little bit with the 2000, and then back, and back, and back. So it has this deep affiliation with that price resonance for some reason. What this means to you is if price is moving away from that range, let's say, for example, it's too high, 2000s more or less, and then moving its way back down, you can kind of, based on this information, kind of bet that it's going to try making its way back in. It's crazy. It's got like this real love affair with that price. So that's what I'm seeing over here. Not that it has a lot of truth in the real world, because obviously we work with the recent energy of the transitions. What happened a year ago means basically nothing. Anything beyond the last two turning points means, well, in the last four, I'd say turning points, the last same side, two turning points, so 2 and 4 and 5 and 3. Like anything beyond that, it doesn't have any relevance to us. But just a very weird observation to point out, especially that it's been around for so long. Okay, so 6 is the moving back to 7, where price will probably go back into that range. I will see what happens next. Okay, the 512 is a more visual representation of what we saw above. This time it looks as if the high for this transition actually formed in the third quadrant. So 9 forming over there. And for those who have worked with MTOPS for a while, that's absolutely ludicrous. So very surprising to see, but gold's weird like that. It's a very popular market, very mature, super weird. I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's a collective consciousness in some markets, and like you get like the Bitcoin crowd, and you get the penny stocks crowd, and you get the metals, commodities, indices, currencies. Like you get the huddles, like the collective consciousness in those markets, which obviously makes the market so much more interesting, because you have like different songs. Like a market, I would imagine, is like this amazing, massive arena of people listening to music. Okay, it's the same frequency styled people, I suppose. And it's like you got rock concerts, and you got tech house, and like reggaeton and country music. I won't be going into the country music dance floor, of course, but like you got like different dance floors. So the markets are very much operate in a similar way, where there's like this certain crowd and certain energy. So the gold dance floor, it's like really weird. So we included it there because I thought it would be more of a safe and secure investment. But over the last year, with it ranging within a certain parameter of like the lower 1800s, I mean, it's not really safe, it's just really boring. So that's why I prefer to trade personally the Bitcoin and Dow Jones. So let's see what that looks like by adding early turning points in. Adjust my scaling real quick. So what I'm doing over here is just going through this inside my head. And I want to do it a little bit faster because we've got some more stuff to cover on the lower frames. All right, so I'm happy with that scaling. I won't hang out here too much longer, but basically this is good to see. Okay, so we could be having a turning point over here, number 3, and then it coming down. It's early to say because I haven't seen a switch on the oscillator, so I'm just going to leave it like that until further notice. All right, so far we've got 2 arrows pointing up. On the 1 to 8, I want to start afresh, which I actually don't need to because I've already done so. And let's set this up together. So I'm going to go to 1 back here, right at the beginning of that cycle. 2 over there, 3 there, at the end of quadrant 1, 4 in the middle of quadrant 2, 5 at the beginning of quadrant 3, early 6, and I think we are on a 7 now. So I'm going to drop that in, start looking for my confirmations. Well, looks like the oscillator, okay, this is from the top. Trend direction seems to be an uptrend on the higher frames, but moving down on the 1 to 8. Okay, so it's starting to hit the counter trend here from the 1 to 8 and probably further down as well. A turning point spacing, we're looking good. This is a well-structured market, so I'm happy with that on this cycle. The scaling, I think scaling could be a bit more conservative. Although the kill zone hasn't been formed yet, the scaling, I don't know, it could go back a little bit more. So what I'm looking for over here is interaction on this transition, only on this transition. So don't worry about the information back there. And seeing where it kind of bundles together. And this isn't looking too bad. I mean, we're still in the kill zone over here, which could explain why the price action is so slow right now. Yeah, man, I've got to be honest. I'm falling asleep just looking at gold. It's one of those really long-winded, low activity styled markets. Not necessarily what I get out of bid for. So now we're seeing a switch on the oscillator. So this is good news for us. Just waiting for this kill zone to get formed and see which route I'd like to go down. Is it going to go down that support line or this? It would have to be those two, by the way, because if it goes down here, that's quite early in for turning points. We have 5, 6, and 7, and 8 in this environment, which is too much. So I would imagine price moving across into quadrant 4 from where it is now. Okay. Yeah, I'll leave it there. Down to the 32, which obviously gives us the visual of what's happening in the week. So that's the Monday until the next Monday environment. So we can see what's happening as an overview of what's of the week. Today's Friday, which means the markets will be closing for the weekend. So it looks like guys will be selling off, which is good news for the short I've already opened. Going down to the day trading charts, the 2 minutes. Once again, flat as you like. So let me just kind of move that about. Clearing the chart to get rid of any other information I don't need. And then we'll start 1, 2, I'm looking for 3. Is it a double top? Yeah, double top there. 4, looking for 5, double top again. But guys, just the double top shape happens because price needs to move across a market. So if you see a potential turning point in, and then it goes up again, what could happen is that you're not going to have your stop loss hit. It's simply that the market came to a turning point too soon. Even though it's at that turning point, it needs to move across a bit more to get a responsible market structure, and then move back down. So over here, we've got a 5, very early 5, looking for a 6. And for that reason, unless I've missed something, unless that's a 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's try that out. The reason I'm so interested in this is because I've got a position open and I'm minus some dollars over here. I want to try close at minus 69. It's okay to cut your losses ahead of time. Oh, there we go, minus 69. I think. Yeah, let's have a look. Nope, minus 126. I hate that. So what's interesting about trading is that it feels good. So obviously bring in $21,000 within an hour. But man, does it feel crappy when you lose like $100. You know what I mean? Like I hate losing, no matter what the price is, so, or the amount is. So it's all good, I suppose. I'll keep on trucking. But let's restructure this. Once again, upbound gold particularly difficult because it's so slow and cumbersome in comparison to the Dow Jones, which is like this rock star, baby. And it's something I prefer. So very difficult to set. Okay, so why is it difficult to set your turning points here? Well, it's because it's so close together. You haven't really got this clear defined 45 degrees transitions. You have this like 33 degrees, 66, oh, that's a 45, but then like a 45, but there's so many small sequences of the 45s that you're like, well, which one is it? Is that a 9, or, is it the one after it, a 1 and a 2, like we had it earlier? Like, is this one? Is that one? So it's so difficult on the mind to deal with a consolidating market, because this becomes too many options, and that becomes risky. I like clear, defined markets, nice, responsible shapes. So I'm going to put a turning point here, 4, because we're at the second half of quadrant 2, and we've got a switch on the oscillator over there, and typical move to 5. So I'm not going to open up a long in this environment, because it'll be a counter trend move. So with 4 below 2 in a downtrend, to go open up a position from 4 to 5, I might get stuck in some very slow market action like that, and then just sacrifice whatever capital I had in there whilst it goes and hits my stop loss. So I want to avoid gold personally, but I hope that you guys took some lessons in from what it's like to work on a slower, more mature market that gets ranged in certain environments. Like, I don't want to repeat myself, but I do feel I need to say it again. I really don't like gold for how slow it is, and how close to and how ranged it is. So when gold warms up again, I'll be more interested. This is quite cool for those, I guess this information is quite cool for those who haven't traded gold themselves before, but heard the legend of gold in the streets. Like, everyone wants to own gold and be a gold trader and have that on their trade experience history. But as you can tell, when an educated and experienced trader actually trades gold, it's a waste of time, in my opinion. So I'll see you in the Bitcoin and Dow Jones trades later today instead. All right, bye for now.